Huge breaking hot off the press news. Morgan Gibbs-White has put pen to paper on a new contract. Spurs fans, I can't hear you. Evening everybody, hope you're doing well and welcome to this late breaking crazy news as Morgan Gibbs-White has put pen to paper on a new contract to stay at Forest. And Forest, I've not waited around to slap this in the face of Spurs. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new. And let me know in the comments how you feeling about this. Is he a snake? Is he number 10 or is he back to Morgan Gibbs-White? Let me catch you all up on everything because things are moving at a crazy pace right now. I just can't keep up. This started to break with Ornstein with about 4 minutes to go before the end of the match, and he said, exclusive, Forest in talks with Morgan Gibbs-White about signing a new contract. The 25-year-old midfielder's existing contract expires in June 27 and Spurs push to secure the England international, but he is poised to stay in a huge boost to Forest. That was the breaking news from Ornstein. And then literally moments ago, the big man, the Greek father, the one, the only, Marinakis, he put out a statement on the Forest Twitter page and he goes, a statement of intent from our owner Marinakis, as Gibbs-White signs a record deal at the club until the summer of 2028. Handshake emoji. And there they are. I salute you, Marinakis. I do. And this was further. There was an article that Ornstein put out. Now, I'll go through a little bit of you because it's kind of dated already because of obviously the breaking news. But this is the interesting bit, and I hope Spurs fans are listening to it. It says, however, The Athletic later reported, this was after June the 10th, that Forest are considering reporting Spurs due to what they felt was an illegal approach to sign Gibbs-White. Forest sources speaking anonymously, such a tough word, as they weren't authorized to do so publicly, also had concerns over how Spurs became aware of confidential details within his contract, which include a 60 million release clause. Spurs fans, some questions need to be asked of your dumbass owner, Levy. So this is the thing. I've always said it. If Spurs had legally approached on the 60 million clause, they didn't even really need to speak to Forest. They could have got Morgan Gibbs-White down for his medical, and all they would have had to do was mail the check in the post to Forest. Okay, it's a bit more complicated than that, but the kind of headline of it is that's exactly what happens when a release clause is triggered. And because none of that happened, you have to point the finger of suspicion towards that bold twat, Daniel Levy. Because he is so stupid and such a tight ass that clearly, allegedly, he triggered it to the penny, to the exact terms of that condition, and didn't think twice about what Marinakis was going to do. And Spurs fans, I have receipts coming out of my backside. I've seen your comments on the YouTube section. I've seen your comments over on TikTok, and I am that guy that is that petty that I will go through all those comments and I will be replying to you. And those extra special good comments, I will be doing some video replies to you. I got nothing but time. I got nothing but time to do that. So let's see if you respond back to it. Now, Forest fans, let us talk because the bigger club is here. How has this happened? Finally, some sense was talked into Gibbs-White. I think maybe someone taught him how to count from 1 to 20. And he sat there and Gibbs-White thought, you know what my problem was? When you count to 20, 17 is a bigger number than 7. And someone said to me, yo, Gibbs-White, what are you saying here, bro? 17th is like basically relegation. It doesn't work like that in the league. It's like, oh shit. Oh shit. You mean I nearly went to a relegation threatened team? I nearly took a step down in my career. Gibbs-White is probably sitting there thanking Marinakis for pointing that out to him. And how do I feel about Gibbs-White? Look, I've had fights with my wife, be it, arguments, be it whatever. I've said some things, she said some things, and then a day later or something, she realizes she was wrong and she comes and apologizes to me, and I accept because I'm never wrong. I hope she's not watching this. And I will offer the same courtesy to Gibbs-White. My whole issue with this transfer was not that he was leaving. It wasn't even what a lot of people were saying about, he said he, the more is to come and what have you, kissing the badge and what have you. I get that, yeah? My personal issue was it was that scummy Spurs team. And I can't allow for my players to go to Spurs or go to Man U from Premier League teams. It's just a red line for me. So now that Gibbs-White isn't doing that, I am prepared to forgive him. What I can't forgive is the shooting, man. Bro, Gibbs-White, if you're watching, bro, please sit there with Igor, man. Just take some notes on the shooting, yeah? Stop the flicks and the tricks. You're better than that. Not every pass needs to be a Trivela. Keep it simple, and we can get past that, and we can move on to the more important things about looking ahead to this European campaign, looking ahead to finishing higher in the Premier League. I can forgive because you didn't cross that final threshold line for me and join Spurs. You can go from being number 10 back to being Morgan Gibbs-White. No problems with me. No problems. But how are you guys feeling about it? But I am more interested to hear from the Spurs fans. But I have a feeling the comments will be very, very quiet from the white side of London, or the North London white side, whatever you guys call yourselves. Is London still white? Are you champions of Europe still? Explain that one to me. Because you can't even get our 5th best player out of our club. And on top of that, we've absolutely fucked up your transfer window. Just when you thought you were getting some momentum, you just signed Kudos. You thought you triggered the release clause on Gibbs-White. All this in the space of a couple of days. And then Marinakis came and backhanded Levy. Backhanded him so hard that you've had no signings since then. That you've sat there and waited in fear of what Marinakis was going to do. And what has Marinakis gone and done? He said, I'm just going to give him a new contract. And he's going to sign it. Because Marinakis is messed with by nobody. And let's not forget all of you Spurs fans that were bigging up Levy in the comments. I saw that. Yet 2 months ago, you were protesting Levy out, Levy out. I hope to God this is a good reminder to you Spurs fans of why your owner, even though he's not your owner, is an absolute clown. And why no one messes with my owner, the Greek father, Marinakis. Spurs fans, get your comments in. I can't wait to see them. Forest fans, are you going to forgive Gibbs-White? Let me know as well. We'll keep you posted as this one develops. Make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you subscribed. And I'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.